Hey, what's up, guys? It's your man Noah G, and we are back with episode 7 of Noah's Gaming Show. And today we're going to talk about Rise of the Tomb Raider and the big issues I have with this game. Issues that really break the experience for me. And listen, I know, I get it. Old game is old. Like, why am I revisiting a game that came out in 2015, technically 2016 on PS4? Like, why am I diving into this game? Truth be told, I never finished it last year. I started it and the game just really took me out of the experience. I just couldn't get through it. So the other day I was like, you know what? No, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to play this game from start to finish and see how I really feel about it and actually give it an actual chance. And damn, I'm kind of upset that I wasted my time because, like, granted, it's not a terrible game. It's not an amazing game. It's an okay game, in my opinion. Now listen, for a long time, Lara Croft has been an icon, a legend amongst gaming culture. And after all, she was one of the first female leads in gaming that took the world by storm. But if we're being real, if we're being honest with ourselves, we know that the Tomb Raider games have had a huge, rocky history. We've had some bad ones like Angel of Darkness, like, good God, that was terrible. And we've had some decent ones with Tomb Raider, like Tomb Raider Legend. But you know, there's never been a truly great one. Until 2013, that was, when Eidos rebooted the franchise and gave Lara Croft the treatment and love she deserved. This version of Lara is the one that I gravitate the most to. She's the most grounded, the most relatable, the most engaging. And let's be real, the most badass. Like, come on. Like, this Lara is tough as steel, tough as balls, whatever you want to say. She is the woman of steel. She's like freaking Superwoman. And the game direction really shifted from the way it used to play. So now it's more focused on having open areas where you're able to scavenge and, like, you know, explore at your own pace and find these new tombs. And, you know, it has this awesome action set pieces. And a lot of its direction is actually owed, in my opinion, it's owed to the Uncharted series. But, you know, Uncharted was inspired from Tomb Raider, and then this reboot was inspired by the Uncharted series with a little bit more open world elements. But fast forward to 2015, and Rise of the Tomb Raider's release to critical praise. It got an 88% on Metacritic. And 88%, that's no joke, people. That is so real. You know how many developers would love to have an 88% on Metacritic? A bunch of them. But after rereading what the critics loved about the game, and visiting the game once again, I couldn't help but think that they got it wrong. You know, what I saw that apparently these people did not, is I saw a game that was filled with problems and a game that struggled to draw me in and keep me engaged. Now, before I dive straight into the big problems that I had with this game, I think I should talk about the good stuff that I liked about this game, stuff that I actually really loved. Because I don't want to come out straight out the gate just pooping on this game, you know? No one likes to get pooped on, guys. I know that I don't. Rise of the Tomb Raider really nails that sense of discovery I often love in games. Like, you know, quick fun fact about me, I'm a sucker for a good treasure hunt, or a lost city, or whatever, you know, something that really captures my imagination. Why? Well, because, you know, I would love to, you know, be an Indiana Jones-esque, a Nathan Drake, or a Lara Croft, and go on these insane adventures and really, like, explore unheard of civilizations. So I'm sure you can imagine the sparks I felt every time I walked into a new tomb in the game. Seeing all these traces of the lost civilization is rad. It makes it seem like there's a bunch of unseen things in the world. The architecture is inspired, and I love the tone it sets for the game. Lara herself is one of the driving factors of why I stuck with this game till the end. Lara is Bae. We all know that Lara is Bae, and it's fascinating to watch the growth that she undertook from the first game to now. There's a real sense of drive to her that resonated with me, and the vulnerability she shows is endearing and really makes me feel for her, even when she makes dumb mistakes. Because if we're being honest, at the end of the day, we all make dumb mistakes. And I know I called her a superhero earlier, but she isn't made out to be that way in the story. The tombs themselves are a highlight of this game. Each one's unique and it has its own quirk to it, and it's intricate. And more surprisingly, by the way, some are downright hard. But not in a, I want to break my controller type of way, more of a, oh shit, I finally got it. I can't tell you the number of times I screamed hallelujah after getting these tombs right. Using the bow is awesome. I feel like Laura Everdeen when I'm using it. I'm a sucker for a good bow and arrow. If I lived in a fantasy realm, I would totally be like a magical archer. But that's kind of where the good things end with Rise of the Tomb Raider. It's time to talk about the bad stuff. And I don't even know where I should start. Actually, I do know. We're going to start with the controls. I don't know about you guys, but I like when a game controls butterly smooth. Like, I want it to slip and slide easily. You know what I'm saying? No? Oh, well, you know what? You probably will one day. Rise of the Tomb Raider is the exact opposite of smooth. It's hard as rocks, people. When I'm controlling Lara, she moves sporadically. She doesn't move organically. She doesn't move like a normal human being would move. When I'm in the middle of a gunfight, the aim mechanics are straight ass cheeks. Lining up headshots, hell, lining up any shot is in a battle in and of itself, okay? The camera gets cracked out in close quarters, creating cheap and frustrating deaths. Laura's character model might accidentally face a certain wrong direction, causing you to fall to your death. All of these things add up to a game that's a chore to play, and it's a chore to continue trekking through the game. I literally can't tell you the number of times I wanted to stop playing this game because of how awful it feels. And speaking of how the game feels, the combat is also uninspired. It's straight up not fun to play. Remember when I said the aiming mechanics and shooting were terrible? Well, that translates to the combat. When I'm firing a gun and I'm seeing little specks of light hit the characters, which honestly are bullets, it doesn't feel right. There isn't weight to them. There isn't a sense of impact or gravity to the combat. I mean, at times it basically feels like I'm fighting these enemies with airsoft guns. Like, come on. It might be just a video game, but there needs to be a sense of heft to your actions within a space. Think of games like Uncharted, Horizon Zero Dawn, Neo, Metal Gear Solid 5. When you perform an action, whether it be shooting your gun or bow or slashing enemies with a sword, there's power behind your actions. I don't feel that way when I'm fighting these mindless goons in Rise of the Tomb Raider. Even when you melee someone with your pickaxes, it feels like you're just swinging at the air. There's no feeling of collision. I'll take it even a step further and say that it's experience breaking. I can't tell you how many times I thought I could be playing X game right now that feels right and that feels better than this. Earlier I mentioned that Laura herself is a great aspect to this game, but the central story is not. The narrative sets up cool and interesting locations within the world, but for the most part it's lackluster. At no point did I think the story took interesting turns or twists. I was never caught off guard. There was no, oh crap, moment. It just lacks momentum and nothing really pulls you in and keeps you in your seat. The supporting cast are throwaway characters. They just feel like blank skeletons for Laura to interact with and have someone to talk to. I can't tell you the name of any side character other than Jacob in this game. That's how forgettable these people are. And I want you to think about your fair story-driven game right now. And chances are, you can name maybe 3 or 4 of those characters. I'll pick a random game. I'll pick Uncharted, Nathan, Sully, Elena, Chloe, Cutter. I named way more than that. But still, that was easy. And I can't do that with Rise of the Tomb Raider. A lot of the characters just lack motivation or lack, charisma or charm. They didn't have that pizzazz that characters need to be endearing and memorable. The open world areas in Rise of the Tomb Raider are empty. Yeah, there's a squirrel here or a deer there, but it vastly feels like a wasteland. The animals don't seem as if they're a part of the world or a part of the space that they inhabit. In addition, the side quests don't have any real meaning or purpose to them. It's just filler content because they don't offer any interesting stories or moments to them. All these issues that I found with this game really broke my experience with it. Maybe I'm just being a grouch, maybe I'm just being, too hard on the game. But to me, the way a game feels, the way a game plays, the way the narrative's told, is the narrative good or is it not, really plays into the fact of how good this game is. And a lot of the problems with Rise of the Tomb Raider are just too big for me to overlook and really let me get sucked into the experience itself. And while I still had these issues with them, there were some enjoyable parts to the game. And I'm not saying that the game is terrible. No, it's an okay game, but it just has these glaring issues that really hold it back from greatness. And that about wraps up episode 7 of Noah's Gaming Show, guys. I'll be here next Friday as always. But let me know what you thought about this video. Do you agree? Am I being just a stickler? Am I being a grouch? Am I a stick in the mud? Let me know if you agree with the problems that I saw in Rise of the Tomb Raider. And don't be afraid to leave a comment, guys. Let's have a conversation of whether or not you agree with me or you disagree with me. Let me know what you'd like to see out of this channel. Let me know what I can improve on because I want to keep on growing. Leave a like, share the video, subscribe. As always, I'm Noah G, and good vibes.